Hello everyone, my name is Tara Havlicek and I'm the program manager with the Mitsubishi Electric America Foundation, MEAF for short. We're the corporate foundation for the Mitsubishi Electric US group companies, and we've been supporting youth with disabilities for the past 35 years, so empowering youth with disabilities to lead productive lives. And I'm here today with Tony Huff from Butler Tech, right? We're on the floor of ACTE Career Tech Vision in Nashville, and
Yeehaw!
and we're really
supposed to do that, right?
We are supposed to do that. Yes. Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
And we're really grateful to just have Butler Tech as a grantee partner, but also as a thought leader in really employing students with disabilities. And so, Tony, thank you for joining me today. And
thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and Butler Tech?
Yeah. So my career started with about 25 years. I've had the privilege to be a special ed teacher. Kind of knew I was going to be a special ed teacher. I thought that's what I wanted to be. By the time I was, about 8th grade or something. So I grew up in a household with a grandmother who had a disability, so she could only say yes and no, and she had some physical disabilities. So we kind of helped her through a lot of things, and it kind of led me down the path of trying to help individuals with disabilities kind of just live life, I think. Like I said, I've been at Butler Tech been an educator for 25 years. Started as an intervention specialist for 7th graders. Moved to a multi-handicap unit where I had 5 kids and 4 aides, so some students with some pretty significant disabilities. Then this job opened up at our Career Tech Center, Butler Tech, focused on transitioning students with disabilities into employment. It kind of matched with some of the background I already had as a job coach while I was getting my degree in education. So I jumped on it. So I worked as the first project search instructor in our county through our Butler Tech for 5 years. Loved every second of it. I tell my wife often that job or project life job with the job I would go back to in a second. Just so fulfilling. But within that couple of first years of project search, I helped develop our project life program, our curriculum, and all those types of things. And then I think I was told maybe to be an administrator. It was polite.
Politely told?
It was politely told. Like I kind of heavily suggested that I needed to be the next administrator. And I think my quote was I looked at it, I'm like, I want to be a counselor, I think, if I go back. And they said, no, you need to be an administrator so that we can get this, you to continue on all this progress with all these programs that we're developing, Project Search and Project Life, like keep that going, keep that rhythm going. So I had a very smart mentor named Sally Williamson that kind of pushed me through that, and I graciously accepted it and moved that. And then I did that for about 2 years, and then they moved me up to the Director of Special Ed or Director of Student Services at Butler Tech, and I've been there doing that for the past 12, 13 years, I guess. That's led me here today.
Wow. Like, I didn't know your personal background and story with disabilities. So
yeah, it's pretty wild. My mom is also a special ed teacher.
Okay.
She then became a school psychologist and also a special ed director. So kind of followed her footsteps that she led me. So single mom kind of thing, and led me down that pathway, and I followed right along.
Yeah. So I know Butler Tech in particular, right, is a big supporter of ACTE and also CTE students in general. And I really love your dedication personally to including students with intellectual and developmental disabilities, students with autism. And if our listeners don't know, MEAF has been supporting Project Life for a few years now.
Yeah, we love it.
Because we believe strongly, right, in empowering students with disabilities and really providing opportunities for all learners to find jobs. And you've talked about this before, right? Not just jobs, but careers.
Absolutely.
And kind of opening up career opportunities for students with disabilities. 100%. So we talked about Project Life a little bit, or you mentioned it, but can you really explain, what is Project Life?
Yeah, so we have several folks that are way more eloquent about what they say and do because they do it on a daily basis. So I'll do my best. Like I said, I've been in an administrative role for a while, but so our Project Life is a specialized career tech program for students with more significant disabilities. Those that kind of haven't not typically been able to access some of the traditional CTE programs just due to maybe the high rigor of some of those programs, right? Auto tech is, at a 1200 Lexile level where some of our students are going to struggle with those types of things. Or some of the physical demands of it, firefighting and things like that, may not be able to, access to go up on a building and to run into a fire, those types of things. So At Butler Tech, we were trying to find something to develop and some way to really help impact these students. We were kind of missing an opportunity there. We developed a program because we kind of realized that we're not servicing that population to the fullest potential. What can we do and how can we do it better? Through my work as a project search instructor, we kind of found out that, hey, we needed something else. Some of the students that I had that year, it was a one-year program, needed more, right? And that more became Project Life. It gives us 1 to 2 years for those students to kind of develop prior to going into that next level and then on into employment. So it's been a pretty successful thing. It's a true career tech program. We have a large work-based learning component during which we collect a ton of data that's valuable for transitioning programs, our students out into the world. Our number one goal is entry-level employment, but we also help with independence at home and then just to help enhance that in community engagement with those students, because not all of our students know how to do those things, and life is more than just work, right? That's why it's Project
100%.
Life, right? It's all aspects of life. Yeah. How do we help all of our students develop the things that they need to be successful adults?
Yeah, and I always love when you guys talk about it. You talk about life at work, life at home, and life in the community, right?
Absolutely.
All aspects are really important.
Absolutely.
And you've brought up Project Search a couple times, and I feel most folks might know what Project Search is, but certainly not everybody, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, so Project Search is really, well, you can probably explain it better since you're a Project Search instructor.
I was quite a bit a long time ago. So Project Search was developed at Cincinnati Children's in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is actually just south of us, where we're at in Butler County, Ohio. And that program was developed to basically have a 1-year transition for students with disabilities into that employment. A lot of it started out as a hospital. My program was actually at a hospital too. So it's the final step in our transition process at Butler Tech. So we have two kind of levels of Project Life. And then we have a program, the Project Search program, and then it's on into employment. The way that I kind of look at it is, we're kind of stair-stepping our way for some of those students. So you enter our programs at one of those, wherever our teams kind of feel you best fit and what your needs are, and then you kind of stair-step through that. Project Search, you have 3 internships at a large job site, or as like a hospital size. You go in and do that. And then it's about 90% on the job training by themselves. There are job coaches that kind of go around and help you do things, but it's really about a lot of independence, and those students are just gaining enough skills so they can go out and again get that entry level employment.
Yeah.
We have very high success rates at Butler Tech. I mean, we're in the 80 to 90% range of students finding employment within 6 months of leaving our program.
Yeah,
and not only leaving, but keeping and maintaining. I think you just came to our session, and you heard my story about a couple of my former interns that went through the program. Honestly, it brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. She posted the other day that, hey, this is my 17th year at Children's Hospital, and again, that's more than entry level employment, right? That's a career.
That's a career.
And she's full time with benefits. Now, not all of our students achieve that, but it's giving them the opportunities and the challenges to jump through to have those pieces. I'm not sure if they would have had that prior to that,
right.
Especially with what our model was before I came into Butler Tech. And we've started developing some of these amazing programs.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we really talk about with employers, right? When we think about changing mindsets, like who wouldn't want an employee that's on the job for 17 years, right? When we think about certain positions that are such high turnover.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
And again,
that's
it's
cool.
Some people they got to shift their mindset a little bit, but an easy way, working in career tech for a long time, a lot of our employees will come in and say, we need students that are going to be able to pass a drug test. Right, our students meet that.
Right.
Students that are going to be able to show up, they meet that. But not only do they show up with a smile on their face, and they're ready to, change the organization for good.
Yep.
I think people really want to come and be a part of something like that. It's a very neat thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's really interesting. So, for the foundation side, we have a background with Project Search as well.
Yes, you do.
We were one of their first funders back in 2003 to really help them think about how to replicate their model at Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
You guys are actually the reason that I became, because your replication allowed me to be an educator.
That's awesome.
And honestly, it was a dream of mine to kind of figure this stuff out, right? And it's crazy when see a job like that open, and they're like, okay, you're going to take you're going to take a group of 12 individuals with disabilities, and you're going to put them in a hospital setting you're going to spread out, and you're going to do all these things. It's kind of a hard sell to the hospital a little bit to do that. But I just challenged them. I said, let us prove you. Let us prove that we can do that. I think I told somebody after our session, just do the opportunity. I challenged somebody today. I said, you just got to, don't turn down those jobs. Let our students prove you right. But so I was the first replication in Butler County.
That's awesome.
And so I got in, I got trained by all of those guys, and I think I came in with like 15 or 20 that year because you guys had provided that funding for them, allowed them to reach out to so many more districts that year. So it was so big that they had to have one big training in Cincinnati. So I still remember it today. Man, it's been a long time ago.
But it just feels, it's one of those things like when just like 6 degrees of separation, right? You never know how you're going to connect to somebody in different ways.
It's meant to happen that we're here today, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I love about Project Life, because when we, as a foundation, we're funding the replication of the Project Life sites, right? To go from one site or multiple sites at Butler Tech and in Ohio to now 53 sites across the country.
Nationally, internationally.
And
we have 2 in Canada.
Right, in Canada, which is just, it's awesome. But one of the things that really spoke to us is, Project Search is amazing. We love Project Search, and they have over 700 sites across the world, because they're also international. But there were certain students that couldn't really, meet the requirements, right? They couldn't access for Project Search, and they were being left behind. And Project Life is such a wonderful add-on when we think about like preparing students for search, or just preparing for them to go out to the workplace
and
themselves.
That's really what we needed. I mean, I think when the team at Butler Tech was looking for a program, they landed with Project Search because of all of the things it provided.
Yeah.
In that year that I taught, we literally, I think, had 11 students, and 2 of those students just didn't have they just needed more.
Right.
And I kept saying that to my administrator at the time. I'm like, they just need a little bit more. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, they need more. I don't know. There's lots about how to live life, how to work in the community, how to do some of these other soft skill pieces that if they had a couple more years of those types of things, then they could jump on to the next level. Then they would have been ready for Project Search. And through all of that, and they were like, well, is there a program out there? The answer was no, so let's build it. Which is, it's a powerful thing at Butler Tech. They always give us that leeway to build what we need to build and do what we need to do. And it's been amazing. It's amazing that they let us to replicate a national program as well. And again, thank you guys for allowing us to replicate that and give folks some money there to help them with the cost of it.
Right.
It's really helpful.
Because sometimes that's the barrier, right? It's not just mindset, it's also, it's budgets.
Right. Yeah, and I tell people all the time, they're like, well, you sell that. I'm like, I know it sounds crazy that we sell a program like that, because teachers, we steal and borrow and things from everybody else, but honestly, the only reason we sell it is just so that I can help pay for my 2 amazing staff, Sean and Michelle, to go around and train everybody. But it really helps all of our programs as well, because we're building a community to kind of help foster the things that they're doing and learn from each other. There's not programs like this down the hall like a typical high school.
Correct.
Right? You got to really reach out and kind of broaden a little bit. So we've brought some great things back from some of our programs in California and some of our programs in Hawaii.
Yeah, you keep learning.
Yeah, I mean, we just keep learning, and they're just it's that sharing community, which I love.
Yeah. When I was in your session earlier today, and you were talking about how we use this to fund our instructors to go out and train, so people know we've been doing this for 20 years, right? This is what we've learned. And he said, it's about working smarter, not necessarily working harder. Right. So it's like
we've done a lot of the work for you there.
That resonated. And for us at the foundation, we don't want folks to have to reinvent the wheel every time, right? It's really about finding those best practices, those best models, and helping people.
And I think one of the things that early on, and you know Rena Fish, who was with us and retired, right? She did some great work to get us where we're at. Her and I were kind of, when we were initially doing all of this work, it was like, where do we need to hone ourselves in on? And I think that what differs our program and the Project Search program is the amount of data that we collect and the amount of information that we're able to share with families and school districts about these are the skills these students have, and really putting them down on paper and holding those students accountable to employee standards. That's what Project Life does. It really pushes the boundaries. It's not about, it's okay, Johnny's always done that. No. We're going to hold you to, if you want to be employed, we're going to push you a little bit harder than what you've ever been pushed before, and that's okay to do. And it works out great.
Right. I love it. So I'm actually, switching gears just a touch.
So
I'm honored to serve on the CTE4All division, both the policy
brand
and
new division,
the
right?
strategic planning committees. Yes, brand new this year, which is very exciting. So this is an ACTE division. And yesterday, we announced our division award winners, and Tony here, it was exciting to hear that you were the winner of the Outstanding Contributions in CTE4All award.
Yeah.
So this is somebody who has demonstrated exceptional dedication to advancing career and technical education for all students. And so I want to say congratulations. This was so well deserved.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I just want to know, like, what does this award mean to you?
Yeah.
Like, and why are you so passionate about making sure like all students are included in CTE?
Yeah, well, thank you. It's a big deal, and thank for all the people that nominated me and put in the good word. It's kind of hard. I'm not a person that likes to I don't know. Things like this are hard to accept. I do what I love.
The humbling.
It's a humbling thing, right? I do this because I love it. I do this because it's just a passion of mine. I appreciate the award. I think it's great. It means a lot, especially in the world of career tech. I think oftentimes students with disabilities, not now, but in the past, were kind of forgotten about as part of this workforce, right?
Yeah.
And we're a positive piece of this workforce. And I think that this new division, CTE4All, is going to help change that. I think it actually already has. When you look at all of the pieces that are here now at
this conference alone.
This conference alone, there's a ton of special ed related, right?
I know. I can plug this.
That is huge. That's huge.
I can plug this. Back in 20...
wasn't like that before. Okay, yeah.
So
thank
2022 in Vegas was my first ACTE conference, and I was talking to Michael Connett at ACTE, who is awesome.
Yeah.
And he said there were 3 or 4 sessions related to students with disabilities. This conference, right? Just a few years later, 18 sessions.
I love it.
18
I
sessions.
love it. And keep it coming.
Keep
it coming.
That's intentional.
And we had a packed house today.
That's intentional.
We had a packed house today.
Like,
that's great.
It's wonderful.
I think again we're digging into the community that's going to be successful.
Needs.
There are so many.
And when more than 1 in 4 people in the United States have a disability, right? Like this is a population that you can't leave behind if you want to have a successful workforce, right?
Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, it just getting the award again is great. Seeing the growth here at a conference this size, what they say, 6,500 people here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge conference. Where in the past it's not always been that way. To be one of the first recipient of this is a great thing. I love it. I still got a lot of years left. My mom is retiring after 43 years, and again, it was a big part of me being a special educator. And I'm like, wow. I'm 25 years old. I look all this more stuff that I have to live up to, right? I got all these more and more years to to achieve what she's done at 43. I'm not sure if I'll make it 43 years. I'm going to give it
that's a long career.
Give it a good go at it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you again. It's a big honor, big celebration. Wife and family and all those things. Helped it through that, and my team. Honestly, you can't do the things in this world in special education without a team of people. And my team at Butler Tech has been second to none. My support at home has been amazing with my wife and my kids. Because special ed's kind of hard. You have a lot of good days, but when you have those bad days, you're like, man, did I make the right decision? Is this the right thing that we should be doing for this student? That carries with us. Some people can go do their job, come home, and not think about their job the rest of the day. When you're in this field, it doesn't work that way. At least it doesn't for me. So there's a lot of hardship that you carry home. But so without the big support at home, big support at work, definitely couldn't be who I am today for sure.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to me, like, how much community there is within the disability community.
Oh,
and people
absolutely.
That, even in my philanthropy circles, right? Like, it's just, it feels like you're this small group of people that are trying to do good and trying to change people's mindsets, right? For what's possible.
Right.
Because, again, it's not about a charity model, right? This is
No,
win-win.
Absolutely.
Right? These students are skilled and talented. If they're given the opportunity and the training, they will surprise
Absolutely. I actually, someone came up to us after our session and said, how do you, I think his words were, how do you convince businesses to allow you to come in there? And we get that question a lot. And how do you train people to go in and pitch to them? It's like, you have to find the champions within an organization. Because almost all of us have someone with a disability in our family.
Right.
Or know someone or
one
been
in
around.
4 people in the United States, somebody with a disability.
So when you find those champions, that's how you get the insight. And then you just blow them away with how the students they do the rest of the work.
Right, they do.
Right?
Yeah.
And the individuals with disabilities, they prove it, they do it, they stay, they work hard, and they get the job done. Love it.
Okay, so what advice would you have for other educators and administrators out there that are really looking to include all learners and help students with disabilities thrive?
Yeah. I would say that you have to push, right? You have to continue to have high expectations, but don't let that limit. Like seeing someone from the outside or seeing somebody on paper that says, hey, this student may or can't do this kind of stuff, like keep those high expectations for those students. Find where they can be successful at within the field that they're at. If they really want to do this, help them to do that. Push those barriers out of the way and try to just keep fighting the good fight. I think that it takes champions like that to progress what we're doing, to keep our programs like Project Life going, in career tech. I mean, they will surprise you. Use the data as your friends, and it may take a little bit longer for a student or an individual. I always say, an individual with a disability to grasp what we're doing or take it to the level that we need, but it's possible. You just got to give them the roadway and the runway to kind of do it.
Yeah, and I guess I would add that the CTE4All division, it's new, but there's already almost 1,000 members. Even though, we started tracking that in June.
Yeah.
So from June to December, we're at almost 1,000 members.
Yeah, bring it on. We got lots
division.
more openings, right? Just keep coming at it. Yeah.
But seek out the community, right?
Absolutely.
Like I've found, again, I've only been part of this community since 2022, and I'm not necessarily an educator, but I feel like it's so welcoming.
We think of you as a great educator.
And I've learned so much from everybody,
Absolutely.
right? And I feel like it's that type of community that everybody's trying to learn and do better from each other.
Right.
And so reach out. I would say reach out to your colleagues too,
Absolutely.
right?
100%.
Tony, I'm sure your door is open, right?
Anytime. Give me a call. If you come to Butler Tech's website, my phone number is all over it. So my email address. So I get lots of calls all the time. But and I think that's the difference a little bit about education and industry, right?
Yeah.
You guys have some protection of some things that you don't want to do. And in education, we're all about having successful students, right? And I just have that niche of hey, let's work with students with disabilities and let's do the same thing. Let's share what we can to make our world a better place.
Right. It's about collaborating with each other.
100%,
Yes, 100%. I love it. I think that's a great way to kind of close out.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate it. Congratulations again, and this was fun.
All right. Yeah. We'll do it again sometime maybe.
Sounds
Great.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.